All right, you guys, you have to mark the time over here. You remember the time, it's the end of the day, okay? So it's the end of the day for August 23rd. Since June 16th, it has been almost 10 weeks. So since June 16th, 2 months ago, it has been almost 10 weeks. And 10 weeks is the equivalent of almost 70 days. That's 70 days. 70 days, 10 weeks. First time in 10 weeks, Farrah the Greedy Framer has not advertised her daughter to me. Thankfully. But this, right before I was going to sleep right now, I just remembered it right now that, oh my God, it's the first time that Farrah the Greedy Framer has not advertised her daughter to me. Okay, so this happens literally every single day. Okay, I have to go through this every single day. Okay, so this is just from 2 days ago. This is Friday, August 21st. So this is at 3:03 p.m. Okay, she's advertising her daughters to me, and this is 3:32 p.m. She's advertising her daughters to me. Yes. So basically, yeah. Farrah the Greedy Framer is advertising her daughters to me literally every single day, at least once every single day. And today was the first time it didn't happen. And it's been 70 days, 10 weeks since June 16th, 2 months ago, that Farrah the Greedy Framer has been advertising her daughters to me nonstop all day long, every single day, at least once or twice, every single day. And right now, I was about to go to sleep right now as the day is ending and the day ended. And I was just thinking to myself, like, oh my God, Farrah the Greedy Framer didn't advertise her daughter to me. That is something that didn't happen in the past 70 days. It hasn't happened in the past 70 days. That's 70 days. How is this even possible? And why did this even occur? So, let me tell you why it occurred. It occurred because Farrah the Greedy Framer, due to her guilt, realized that she was never told about my brain savant. She was never told about my brain savant. In fact, no one around her was ever told about my brain savant. And instead, now these things, facts and evidences, by the way, will be provided by no one other than the people on Farrah the Greedy Framer's side. All right, it's not going to be someone from my side. No one's all right. If you want the facts and evidences for everything I'm about to say, you think these are storytellings or anything of that sort of nature, ask the people in law enforcement that are on Farrah the Greedy Framer's side for all of it. Okay, so basically, what the things that we have over here, I'll show you. They are very clear and apparent. Everything is pretty much put out by people on Farrah the Greedy Framer's side, and not anyone that would even remotely like me. So basically, after 2019, when Farrah the Greedy Framer basically made the scathing police report against US intelligence in Pakistan to help get them kicked out of that country of Pakistan in the year 2019, basically, Farrah the Greedy Framer was lusting after power in Pakistan. And there was this one guy that she knew, and people in intelligence over there knew was, well, basically working for US law enforcement. And so Farrah the Greedy Framer decided to help the terror-backed factions of the ISI in 2019 get US intelligence kicked out of their country at that time by suddenly stopping from sleeping with him. Now, you might argue that, oh, it could be this reason or that reason. You can ask Farrah the Greedy Framer what the reason was. It was very sudden, and there was no reason, really. She suddenly just stopped sleeping with him, and then she basically terror-backed factions of the ISI would basically provoke this guy by getting Farrah the Greedy Framer to go sleep with all of his friends while not sleeping with him. Now, you might be thinking, well, if a woman's scared, if a woman's scared of some guy hurting her or doing something bad to her, then she's not going to go sleep with his friends now, is she? No, obviously not. So why would she go and sleep with his friends while not sleeping with him? Mainly due to the fact that she was asked by the terror-backed factions of the ISI to pretty much provoke him into doing something that would get US intelligence kicked out of the country of Pakistan Pakistan in the year 2019. Now, the point that I have to make are a few pieces of evidence. So, first of all, after 2019, when Farah the Greedy Framer did come over to the U.S., U.S. law enforcement would put this on my TV home screen. Okay, it says the black phone on there, and what it basically meant was Farah the Greedy Framer was basically getting intelligence from people that were some very deadly people on every single thing that U.S. intelligence was telling them, how true it was, how false it was, every single aspect of it. So you might be thinking, like, who would provide for the Greedy Framer with these pieces of intelligence? It would only be people that she helped out. So basically, right now, a billion different countries might know about me. Every country in the world might know about me, but none of these countries are going to message me on my phone and tell me intelligence reports on every single thing that's going on around me. No, obviously not, unless if I help that country out. Unless if I help that intelligence agency out, then they would be forced to help me out as well. Other than that, no one's going to text me on my phone and tell me about every single thing that U.S. law enforcement is telling me, whether it's true or false or anything of that sort of nature. But that's exactly what happened with Farah the Greedy Framer. After Farah the Greedy Framer came here in 2019, the law enforcement would put this on my TV home screen, and you can ask the people in law enforcement that are on her side, since they would put it on my TV home screen and not anyone else. So they will tell you that she was definitely receiving intelligence from someone. And now common sense dictates that if these intelligence would obviously be from the same people that basically she helped out. There's not just going to be some random country for no reason texting on her phone telling her day-to-day things about U.S. law enforcement. Obviously not. Who would do that? Everyone has their own stuff to do and their own problems. No one's going to get into your problems unless you get into theirs. So obviously, Farah the Greedy Framer did get into their problem, and the biggest evidence of this is the fact that the police officer who made the scathing police report against U.S. intelligence has been linked to the terror-backed factions of the ISI. The terror-backed factions of the ISI, just like how they messaged her while she was in the U.S., due to which U.S. law enforcement understood that she was definitely getting intelligence from someone. They would message her while she was in Pakistan, telling her exactly who the police officer was, whom she would have to go to in order to make her scathing police report. That police officer wouldn't dare ask her any questions. The police report would already be made. She would literally walk in there, make her signature, and walk right out without ever worrying about a single thing. So this intelligence sharing, or her getting info from an unknown source, was started off in Pakistan when she was already there, basically from the terror-backed factions of the ISI already providing her with this kind of info. And the biggest evidence of this fact is the fact that the police officer who made the scathing police report for Farah the Greedy Framer never asked her a single question that you would ask in a police report of that type. Who is this man? How have you known him? Did you give him your phone number? Did you ever sleep with him? Did you ever sleep with his friends? None of these questions, okay? In fact, the terror-backed factions of the ISI were asking for the Greedy Framer to continue sleeping with his friends while not sleeping with him, only to try and provoke him into doing something that would help them get U.S. intelligence kicked out of that country of that time. For the Greedy Framer was kind enough to them to even do this, of sleeping with his friends while not sleeping with him, only to try to provoke him. Would a woman who is feeling threatened never do that? No, I don't think so. A woman who is feeling threatened would never sleep with anyone at that time to begin with. Instead of going and sleeping with the person who is supposed to be raping and murdering you with his friends, only to try to provoke him into doing something against you so that you could have all of U.S. law intelligence kicked out of the country of Pakistan in the year 2019. Yes. So basically, this brings us to the question for today. Right now, it's about time for me to go to sleep, and I realize, well, it's the end of the day, and it's the first time it's a new moon, it's a blue moon out there. It's just, how did this happen? I mean, I've never seen a day like this. Not one advertisement. I mean, I stopped counting it after a while today. So why did Farah the Greedy Framer stop advertising her daughters to me? I'll tell you exactly why. The main reason is she was never told about my brain savant. Not by U.S. intelligence or law enforcement, by the way. They never told her about it. In fact, they hid it from her, and they hid it from her from every aspect that they possibly could about my brain savant, just to make sure that she could not find out about my brain savant at all. So then, when did she find out about it? She went to go get her daughter Ifra married, and as soon as she comes back, she knows everything that there is to know about my brain savant. You have to remember the fact that when you help out a foreign intelligence agency, they help you out for the rest of your life. So when you need something, you go ask them. They're going to provide you with protection. They're going to tell you every single thing that U.S. law enforcement, U.S. intelligence is telling you, if it's true or if it's false. They're going to tell you when to start doing what at what time in your life. All of these things, the terrorback faction of the ISI will definitely tell you. They will even tell you to start carrying a knife if they feel like you are being followed around by U.S. intelligence. Any of these things that Farrah the Greedy Framer was basically doing. Now, so basically, yes. Now, the big question that is raised at the end of the day today is just the fact that, so why did Farrah the Greedy Framer not advertise her daughter throughout the entire day today of August 23rd? That's very strange, mainly due to the fact that Farrah the Greedy Framer has come to realize the fact that she was never told about my brain savant by U.S. intelligence. She was never told about my brain savant by law enforcement, ever. So how did and when did she pretty much figure it out? Farrah the Greedy Framer found out about my brain savant in when she went to go get her daughter married, Ifra. So she goes to go get her daughter Ifra married, and suddenly, as soon as she comes back, what's the first thing you do when you get your daughter married? You hope for their best wishes for their wedding, right? Not Farrah the Greedy Framer. As soon as she comes back from getting her daughter Ifra married, she gets very greedy. Apparently, she asked law enforcement and says, "What were the chances of Ifra marrying Hassan?" Law enforcement just like, wait. The daughter you just had married right now, you want to know what Hassan's chances of marrying her were? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Why do you want to know that? And she just goes, I just want to know. Go check it. Can you check it for me? And they actually put Angelina Jolie with Shah Rukh Khan, start putting it up on my YouTube all day long to try to check to see what the chances of me marrying her daughter, who just had gotten married. Why would she do that? Mainly due to the fact that when you provide help for foreign intelligence agency, they provide help for you. And when Farrah the Greedy Framer went to go get her daughter Ifra married, the thing that she asked them was, I have other daughters. Can you tell me about a guy that I could find who would be really rich and be able to provide for them? And they said, you've got someone that you don't even know about. And they told her about my brain savant right then and there. And she got so greedy that my brain savant, which she was never told about, she got so greedy that she started off by checking the chances of me marrying the girl that had just gotten married, her daughter that had just gotten married at that time. She comes back from getting her married and she tells law enforcement, she says, can you put Angelina Jolie with Shah Rukh Khan on Hassan's YouTube all day long to try to check to see what the chances of Hassan marrying my daughter are? And law enforcement starts doing that all day and night long to try to check to see what the chances of me marrying her daughter Ifra, who had just gotten married at that time. So why did Farrah the Greedy Framer suddenly stop sending me ads for her daughters? Mainly due to the fact that she was never told about my brain savant. At least not by U.S. law enforcement. U.S. intelligence did not tell her. They hid it from her. And suddenly, as soon as she went to go get her daughter Ifra married, she comes back and she knows everything there is about it. And she's so greedy over it that she starts by advertising the daughter had just gotten married to check the chances of me marrying her first before advertising the other ones. To try to check to see the chances of me marrying all of her daughters, starting with the one who had just gotten married at that time, is how greedy Farrah the Greedy Framer is. And now, after almost 70 days, that's 70 days, I finally came up on a day that was not like any of the other days from before. First day in almost 70 days since June 16th ever that she did not advertise her daughters to me all day long. ever. I feel like it's never happened before, is how weird it is today. Today is like a holiday. It is so weird. It feels like a holiday today, and I will never forget August 23rd. And yeah, I will never forget this day. It's like a holiday to me. It feels like it's never happened before. It's the first time she's ever not advertised her daughters to me all day long, which is just so weird. Yeah, she's advertised them in like the most sexually explicit ways possible you can ever imagine. It doesn't even, sometimes it was just not even like a mother advertising her daughters. It was just, I don't know how to describe it. Like, look at July 14th. Okay, look at July 14th. Let me show you something. All right. This is how she's advertising her own daughters to me. Like, the woman is playing the role of a pimp over here. Like, not even a mother, more like a pimp. And this pimp dresses up like a nun. Look at the girl in the gray, what she's wearing on the top. Girl in the blue, what she's wearing on the bottom. This is how she's advertising her daughters to me on July 14th. Like a complete and total pimp. And she dresses up like a nun. And now, obviously, these are sent through law enforcement. So she chooses those pictures and then has them sent through law enforcement. Okay. So today was the first day. It's a national holiday for me. First day in almost 70 days that she did not advertise her daughters to me all day long. And the reason she didn't advertise her daughters to me all day long is due to the fact that she realized how guilty she is for advertising her daughters to me in the first place. The question that has to be asked her is, ma'am, who told you about his brain savant to begin with? And it just so happens no one in U.S. intelligence did in the first place. No one in U.S. intelligence let her know about it. No one in U.S. intelligence or law enforcement, they all made sure that she would not find out about my brain savant. She went to go get her daughter Ifra married, and suddenly she knew everything about it, and she became so greedy over it that as soon as she came back, she first started off by advertising the daughter who had just who had just gotten married. You have to remember the fact that this is the year 2024. In the year 2024, there are very few people that are literally running after me this aggressively. Very few people that are running after me this aggressively, which means that someone's gotten the kind of source that is either very high up in the government or in a foreign intelligence that would where someone would know everything about it. You have to remember the fact that U.S. intelligence did not tell everyone everything about my brain savant in the year 2024. Very few people knew about it, and the people that knew about it didn't know everything about it, which means that Farrah the Greedy Framer was not told a single thing about it, but she knew more than regular people. After Ifra's marriage, she knew more than probably anyone else in this country of the U.S. She knew more in 2024 than probably anyone in this country of the U.S. She knew more than Miss Deb, and Miss Deb knew about it in September of 2022. That's when Miss Deb found out about it. Back when I didn't even know they were purposely locking it up. Okay, that's when Miss Deb knew about it. She knew about it 8 months before everyone else. And Farrah the Greedy Framer knew more about it in 2024 than any other person in this country. And she suddenly found out about it right when she was getting Ifra married. And the question that has to be asked is, who told Farrah the Greedy Framer all this info about my brain savant? And the amount of info that Farrah the Greedy Framer was told, it was more than anyone else in this country was told about my brain savant. To the point that as soon as she comes back from getting Ifra married, the first thing she tells law enforcement in the U.S. is, can you check Hassan's chances of marrying my daughter? And they ask her, well, which one? Which one out of the three? And she goes, not the three, the four. I want to check the chances of Hassan marrying Ifra. And law enforcement in the U.S. is just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. The one that you just got married, the fourth one? And she goes, yeah. I want to start with that one. That's how greedy she had gotten. She started with the one that had just gotten married. So, first of all, she's being told by someone that's not U.S. intelligence in a foreign country like Pakistan. She's been told way more than anyone else in this country even knows about. Okay, all these facts. She knows more about my brain savant in 2024 than I do right now, is how much she knew. How much do I know right now? Do I have calculation? I don't know if I have calculation. People in U.S. intelligence know if I have calculation or not as a brain savant. Okay, Farrah the Greedy Framer was told by a foreign source. We know this for a fact, which is why she realized her guilt for sending me these ads for her daughter so aggressively. And today was the first day she realized her guilt. And I'm gonna mark this day today as a national holiday for myself. August 23rd is a national holiday for myself, and the day is ending. And I realized the fact that, oh my God, Hassan, today's a national holiday. Something happened today. Didn't happen in the past 70 days. That's 70 days. That is insane. Okay, that is insane. I could not, I cannot imagine this. It's a national holiday today. And Farrah the Greedy Framer is as guilty as it gets, getting intelligence from terror-backed factions of the ISI, and her guilty actions today of not advertising her daughters to me clearly prove that, because she realized that she had gotten this intelligence from a foreign intelligence agency, which were the terror-backed factions of the ISI, and she can never answer the question as to how she got this intelligence in Pakistan, because obviously it wasn't U.S. intelligence that told her about my brain savant in Pakistan while she was getting her daughter Ifra married. So there you have it. Those are the facts. Thank you.